Onefootflipper.
Is this thing start? Oh, it has started. Okay. Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. How's it going? Honestly, it has not been the best week for me. Julie's health insurance has gone up $200 a month. Not too thrilled about that, but not much I can do about it. My eBay sales, they are absolutely in the toilet and they're circling the drains. My card eBay store is beating my main eBay store half the time now, and that is just absolutely ridiculous. And woke up Monday morning to find out that I had been demonetized on YouTube for a minimum of 3 months. Yep. And apparently I've caught some sort of dreaded sleeping sickness as well. Now, I'm not going to whine and groan and complain and say, oh my goodness, not going to put up a thing that says, it's over. This is the end of my channel. Not going to do any of that. Matter of fact, all of this is my fault. Julie's health insurance is income-based, and I made more money. So that means it costs more money. It'll probably actually... Strange thing, since my income tends to go up one year, then down the next year, then up one year, then down the next year. Usually it's cheap in the years when I make money, and then it's in the years where I make less money, and it usually ends up having to pay more for it. Really weird. And my own personal one usually does the same thing. Whoa. Sorry, with the Bahamas there just for a minute. Okay, my eBay sales are in the toilet because my store is stale. And I spent the last, 3 months shoveling used Jimmy hats and other low sell-through items into my store instead of, looking for those high sell-through items like Jay Ride talks about, or just stuff that'll sell a little bit faster. I have a tendency to do that. When I find a new type of item that I want to learn, I just tend to go all in on it. For a while. I did it with records, I did it with hats, and I got to learn to moderate with that stuff because a lot of the things I've gone all in on have not been that great. Now, I'm sure I could sell nothing but hats and do just great, but I don't have enough room to sell nothing but hats and do just great because I think I'd need 50,000 of them to do it. Or maybe 10,000. I'm not sure. Not sure how many I'd need. I'd have to do the math. I've been cross-listing my hats, but so far I've only had 2 sales off of that. But I also don't really have any feedback on any of those other sites either. And why did I get demonetized on YouTube, you're going to ask? It's because of my shorts. While none of my shorts broke any YouTube rules, apparently too many of them were meme content, AI content, or otherwise reused content. Apparently, because I had too many of those, I wasn't up to YouTube standards for a monetized channel. Not that I really ever saw that listed anywhere or anything like that. And don't go bothering to look through my list for that stuff now, because it is gone. I deleted everything on my channel that had the slightest chance of being problematic. Every short I had that wasn't me or the JDF or one of my other friends talking, gone. Every video I had that had the most minor strike on it, I had a few that had copyright strikes so they weren't monetized, and a couple of other ones with issues, they're gone. So all of that is gone. Matter of fact, my views chart on my YouTube is gonna look incredible because last month was my all-time high ever in views, and next month is going to be my all-time low because it's going to be a negative number by at least 100,000. So what that's actually going to do is make my view chart look very flat with one spike up and one spike down. I'm not the only person who has a chart like that. I think a lot of other people have charts like that. Usually it's because they deleted a big chunk of their channel, often because they too got demonetized for a while, or some other thing happened. Now, I don't need you worrying about me. I'm not in any sort of financial trouble. I keep a 5-figure emergency fund now. This house is paid off. We don't have any car payments, credit card payments, or anything like that. In fact, our largest expense, other than eBay, other than the eBay bill, is health insurance. Actually, no, it's probably the grocery store nowadays. Those prices have gone crazy lately, and my wife doesn't look at what anything costs. She doesn't just not a numbers person. She doesn't know what, most of the time, she doesn't know what something should have cost, and doesn't look at what it costs when she buys it. So I complain about her too much. She is a saint, and the fact that she puts up with me means she's a better person than me. But those grocery prices have really gone crazy in the last year. Now, all this did throw me off kilter enough that I have not posted a short all week. And I miss Wednesday's video entirely. I haven't missed a video in months. So here's where I am. I still want to maintain an upward financial trajectory, so I do need to make some changes. I've started filtering in some live sales on Dibdit, mostly for live sale type items and to blow out stuff that's been around my house forever. You're not going to hear me talking about it much because I don't think talking about live selling makes for compelling content. I think I've gone over that in many other videos. Most of my viewers are interested in being eBay sellers or are eBay sellers or are just incredibly attractive. They're not all that interested in hearing me talk about live sales. I think live selling is a grind, and most of the excitement and punch and reselling and fun for me is still in the eBay sales. I'm just going to be doing some of it to make the room and to move through those lower dollar items better and to up that income just a little bit. Now, on a fun note, 2 different people this week have purchased pineapple hats from me to be shipped directly to Kevin. We got this one and this one. This one says Partner Connect on the back, so that's an extra bonus. If you'd like to have a pineapple hat shipped directly to Kevin or to Carrie or Dave, then get in contact with me. I already have a package going to Dave tomorrow anyway, so I could easily slip a little extra bonus in there from you. And it would still be a surprise to him because he almost never watches my channel. If he does, I think he watches that one little bit that somebody will send to him, probably Kevin or Carrie, that's talking about him, so he wouldn't even know. So the changes I'm going to be making are to go ahead and learn to make videos when I'm not yawning, live sell all the cheaper items that would actually work on live sell, and talk about that aspect of my business as little as possible. I want to still physically shrink the size my store takes up in my basement. It's still encroaching way too much on my bar. And I'd love to be able to grind out enough money to actually take my family on a vacation this year without wrecking our emergency fund or neglecting our retirement savings. Alright, if this looks a little weird, because these sales are on the cell phone camera, I did not feel like dragging my butt back upstairs to get the real camera. Sold 2 packs of horsing around card sleeves for collectible card games for $5.09. Sold to viewer Dustin, I sold a 6-pack of California raisins from Hardee's, $5.48. I sold a mini Fellows floppy disk case for $9.70. I always save these out of the Goodwill bins whenever I can find them, even though most of them aren't worth anything. Sold a Slow Man Monster High doll for $10.80. And finally, I sold 10 blanks of this particular customizable Christmas ornament, and I made a bulk deal with a person to sell them for $47.50 for a 10-pack. So man, am I really being hurt by incompetent, lazy post office employees lately. Friday, often my packages will leave from my wife's work if we don't make a special trip to the post office. Friday, they never showed up at her work. Now this is a business with a scheduled pickup every single day. They just didn't show up. Today, they showed up, 4 o'clock, the woman postal worker, she took a look at the 4 giant rolling carts of mail and says, "I don't have room for that," and she turned around and left. No one came back to get it or anything else, just, "I don't have room for that," and left. Now I'm going to have a bunch of late shipments because of that. Isn't that wonderful? On the plus side, I did a live hat sale on Dib today. sold $125 worth of hats. That's all you're going to hear about that. Sold this Hallmark Love Bandit for $6.87. So have you heard about this thing where eBay and Facebook are going to have some sort of partnership going on where eBay listings will show up in Facebook Marketplace, where people can buy them through Facebook Marketplace, but they'll get redirected to eBay somehow? Now, why are they doing this? I can probably tell you they're doing this because I finally cross-listed a bunch of my listings to Facebook Marketplace. So, of course, now they're going to make them start showing up there anyway to make sure that I wasted my time. What is the actual point of all this? I think it really just might be a test to see if Facebook wants to buy eBay. Because Facebook Marketplace, as a marketplace for shipped items, frankly, it has failed. Very few shipped sales happen there. Probably because it is got a horrible search. Everything about it's horrible. It's hard to manage, and everything about it's awful. But you see, the thing is, Facebook has 50 times eBay's value. Facebook could purchase eBay, and the entire purchase price of buying out the majority of the eBay stock or doing whatever it is they need to do to own eBay, that would be a blip on their annual revenue. Or maybe it'd be a little bump on their annual revenue chart, but it wouldn't be a big deal. Like I said, they're worth 50 times what eBay's worth. They could get it done. They could sell, I don't know how much of their stock is held by the company, but they wouldn't have to sell much of it to buy all of eBay, would they? No, they wouldn't. Or they could do a merger or whatever else, and they might be looking to do that so that they could own both the online social networking and the online selling. And I don't know if that would be a good thing, a bad thing, or another thing that's seemingly wanting to put me to sleep. I'm really not sure. I do know for now, eBay still seems to be the absolute best place to sell just about anything. My sales are not coming in on those other sites yet. I'm going to give them some time, though. I'm going to keep going with it to see if once I get some feedback on those other sites, it might start working. I really hope so. But I don't have huge hopes in that area right now. On a plus side, my numbers are so low right now on eBay that it won't be much to make them go positive again. All I'd have to do really is to sell something, which shouldn't be that hard. I'm meeting Metabubbles on Saturday. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that Goodwill bins. We're gonna both go for, quality stuff for eBay and for live sale stuff both. And usually I do really good when he shows up because he has a different set of eyes than mine. He's not even a reseller. He just likes picking, but he finds things that I would have never found. And that's why I always suggest, if you can, bring a friend who isn't necessarily even a reseller. When you're picking, you'd be surprised at what they're going to come up with. My daughter surprises me all the time with things that I wouldn't have found, that she finds that ends up being great. Or she manages just to find stuff that, how did my daughter find this when 100 other people already went through? She's found Nintendo DS systems at the bins and other equally good stuff. Valuable shirts, other things like that. I never look at the clothes myself other than the hats, but she has found the stuff. All right, I want to thank all of you for being subscribers. I did hit 18,000 now. I don't know if I'm going to keep growing like this now that I don't have all those off-topic shorts pushing me out, and maybe now that I'm demonetized, I don't know if the YouTube algorithm is going to take a disliking to me. Now, I'm not sure. I guess only the future can show that, but I think all of you helped get me here, and wouldn't mind if you told your friends. You have friends, don't you? If you don't have friends, I want you to turn this video off and go out there and make a friend. Then you come back and you tell that friend about this channel. Thanks, and I hope to see you again soon.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.
So, now that it's just us, I'm going to talk about something. I follow the areas of particle physics and cosmology and space and such because I find it very interesting. But part of me never really wanted to believe in dark matter or dark energy. Part of me always wanted to think that there was something wrong there. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of scientists who actually understand the math behind all of this that think that there's something wrong there. That maybe this stuff might not exist. This might be gravity leaking over from another universe or another part of our universe or something else. But I've just been thrilled to see several videos that say that some new studies are claiming that dark energy doesn't exist. I can't understand any of the math behind that, but I sure do think it's interesting.